There we go. All right, those of you joining us right now, we have image decoder worksheet. We've been talking in Project Lead the Way here in the last few minutes about how images are stored with little pixels. So one way to store black and white images in a computer is to represent each pixel in the image with a 1 for black and a 0 for white. See how they have it right here? The grid of 1s and 0s is called a bitmap. You guys heard of bitmap, right? Bitmoji? Bitmap, all right? On the right is an example of a smiley face image and its corresponding bitmap representation. So you've got, what is this, a smiley face, right? And can you guys see the 0s and the 1s, the 0s and the 1s? And what are the 1s in the shape of? Yeah, right, here's the smiley face. It goes right here. Here's the 1s. And then you got the eyes right here. Smiley face. So, however, converting all of these 0s and 1s is tedious, especially as the image gets larger. Another way to encode such images is called run length encoding. Computers do this. Instead of representing each pixel in the bitmap with a digit, run length encoding represents an entire row of pixels with the count of consecutive white pixels, followed by the count of consecutive black pixels. It switches between these counts until the row is complete. The same logic is repeated for each row. So what all that means is, look right here. 16, 0. How many black boxes here are black? How many? 0, right? So the 16 means the white ones. The 0 means the black ones. So there's 16 white. And how many black? 0. Row 2 right here that I'm on. See how it does? How many white are there? Right here. How many white are right here? So that's where we get this 3. How many black? That's how we get that one. How many white? How many black? And then how many white? 3. So that's kind of how run length encoding goes, is that it shows you in a little bitmap, in a little area, and then it breaks down how many black and how many white symbols are going to be there. So the next one, you have 2 whites. Well, look, 2. 5 black. There's a 5. 2 white. There it is. 5 black. There it is. And 2 white. And it does that all the way down. As you can see, we get down here, we have 16 and 0 black. Okay, so it works that way all the way down. So let's turn the page. Turn the page. I'm going to use a black pen. You guys are going to use a pencil that's probably black, or your crayon that you got in there. Yeah, this page that you got here, a blank grid. A blank grid. Now, what you might want to do is you might want to rip this apart like this so you can have them side by side. That way it just gives you a little bit less trouble. Now what you're going to do first is you're going to draw a picture on this 16 by 16 grid by filling in the appropriate squares. So you're going to color in, and you know, again, a crayon's probably going to be best, or shading with your pencil is going to be best, whatever. But you need to color in the entire square, okay? And then we're going to have to switch with a person, and then this person's going to have to do your run length encoding by looking at it with this sheet here. But we're going to first start out with this right here. So you're going to think of a picture that you want to draw. They did a heart on the other page. Maybe you want to do a cross, or maybe you want to do a triangle or a circle, whatever you want to do. It can be as elaborate as you want it to be. Let's just say I'm going to do an X. So I'm going to start right here, and I'm going to color in as good as possible with my pen all of these spots here. I'm just going to do a real small one for the sake that I want you to have more time to draw your picture. You can go ahead and start if you can already think of a picture that you want to draw on yours. But you guys, again, color in the entire square. Sharpie, but put something behind it. Or yeah, under or behind, whatever. All right, so it looks like I have that, and then I'm going to start. Again, X is just very basic. I know it's boring, but I'm going to draw it anyway. And then here's an X. Color in this. Color in this. Like so. Mikey, you guys can do this as well. Just color in your X. So I have an X there, all right? Now go ahead and work on doing your image real quick. And again, it can be as loud as you want, but you're going to put your name up here. I'm going to put Brian because I'm the sender. I'm the one who's going to be sending this to somebody. Okay? So go ahead and do that. We'll give you guys about 5 minutes, and then we will continue. You're going to hand this in a second off to the person next to you, but don't do it yet. The person that you give this to, you are going to have your sheets, and you're going to have them side by side like this. Are you looking up there, Ireland? Now, what you're going to do is, it says right here, the instructions are right here. Holden. Begin each row with the number of white pixels. So we're going to do that. And see how I have row 1, row 1, row 1, row 1. So I'm going to go through here on mine, and I'm going to say, how many white pixels do I have? How many white pixels do I have on this? I have 16, so I'm going to write 16 right here. It says, if the corresponding picture row starts with a black square, simply write 0 for white before writing the number of pixels. Once complete, send pages 3 and 4 of this handout to the receiver. So, what are you going to do? The person's going to look at your picture. How many? Actually, I have 0 black, so I need to do this. 0. 16 white, 0 black. How many on number 2? How many whites do I have? 16, and how many black? 0. Row 3, what do I have? 16 white, 0 black. Now, this is where it gets a little bit trickier. On row 4, I look at it and I say, how many whites do I have consecutively? So I'm going to write a 4 right here in a comma. How many black do I have? I'm going to write a 1. How many whites do I have here? I'm going to put a comma and put a 5. How many black do I have? And how many white do I have? So that's my run length encoding for that right there. I'm going to do that for each line. See, mine's going to get easy after 11 or after 10 because all I got to do is put 16 and 0. Okay. Does anybody have any questions on that? Trade your papers with the person to your left. This always gets them. You walk yours down to her, so yours going to switch you two right there. The people on the end, you're going to take yours all the way down to the end. So to your left, the people on the end, take yours. You got to get your rear ends up and walk all the way down to the back.